Hey, y'all. So today is one of those days where I am recording and showing up simply to say I did it. I really I didn't want to fall off from my commitment of posting for the next 30 days. But today has just been one of those days, and since you guys said you like hearing both the good and the bad, I figured I'd just come on and tell you guys about the day that I have had today, why I'm so tired, so drained, and just making this video for the sake of making this video today. I do want to say I plan on not only uploading some vlogs of my time here in Cochabamba in Bolivia, but also talking more about like the good experiences I've had here. I feel like lately just during this transitional period, this adjustment period that I'm in, I've been making it just happens to align with me doing this 30-day video challenge. So you guys are getting a lot of the bad, but it really isn't all bad. It's just today was a day. So, for starters, I woke up at like 2 in the morning. And this isn't uncommon. This has happened a few times since I've been here because I've mentioned before, but I'm having like nose issues. With Cochabamba being a higher city, it's at higher elevation. I don't know the exact elevation, but it is higher than normal cities. And with it being so high up, the air is a lot drier. And some of the results of that have had effects on my body, such as my nose. And so it's dried out like the inside of my nose and it causes like difficulties with like breathing, or like sometimes it's just really sore. It's actually gotten a lot better since I've gotten here, but it's made it difficult at times with just existing. Like my nose is always irritating me, or like I'm always having to go to the bathroom and adjust. So in the middle of the night, because I can't have the windows open because it makes it worse, like it irritates my nose more. And I can't turn the fan on because that also irritates it more. All of these contribute to drying out my nose even more. But I naturally get hot when I sleep. So sometimes I wake up just because I'm so hot. And then, of course, like I'll realize like my nose is irritating me. So all that to say, I woke up at 2 a.m. trying to like figure out how I can regulate my body to like not be too hot, but like not have my nose irritated. So that led to me kind of waking up late, which, like I said, this isn't the first time this has happened. So as a consequence, like my routine here is all over the place. Like I am very much type A, and I like to stick to a schedule, and it just, my body is comfortable with that, and it helps me to be productive. It helps me to feel energized throughout my day, but like my energy levels have been off. My sleep schedule has been all over the place. And so today I woke up, my alarm goes off at like 6. I might have got out of bed around like 7. And so I went for a walk. Even though it irritates my nose, I like to walk. So I went for a walk, went ahead and got my day started, got some breakfast, or made some breakfast, and sat down to work. It's like, yes, finally. Oh, I should mention too, it's also been an adjustment. Just speaking of the elevation and like the air, the fruits here are different. like, like I'm trying to figure out what the locals eat, like in terms of fruits, like what the typical go-to fruits are. Because so far it really just seems to be like either apples or peaches. But the apples and peaches, they look like the ones that I don't pick up when you have like a choice of like different, like you have like all these apples and like the ones that you don't pick. That's what all the fruit we look at here, like the leftover, like the ugly fruit. That's what it is. They got a lot of ugly fruit. And I've also noticed too, like a lot of the things I've tried are not very sweet. Like I've tried the peaches, they're okay. I got some grapefruit. Oh my gosh, it was so sour. I was like, we're not gonna buy that anymore. I got some star fruit and it was super sour. And like, I think it's just because of the elevation and the type of fruit that's grown here. It's not very sweet, at least not as sweet as what I'm accustomed to. So that is an adjustment for me as well, because in my routine every morning I start my I like to start my morning off with fruit, but I haven't been able to do that either to kind of help regulate my digestive system. And so, yeah, even the bananas are ugly. Like, just like, where y'all get these fruits from? Like, what did they go through before they get here? And I do need to venture out and like go to a market so I can get like, I need to get local fruits from like wherever they're growing them locally from. Cause I think when they go to the grocery store, they go through a process, a beating. And I haven't done that simply just because, as I'll explain today, just life be life in, and it hasn't worked out that way. So, anyways, I have the fruit. I try the fruit that I have. I make a breakfast, and then I sit down to work, which I'm like, yes, finally. Yesterday I got some work done, but it was just a lot of things that have piled up. And so I felt like I was productive, but I didn't get to be productive on the things I wanted to move the needle on. So I was like, yes, we'll start the day off. I'm going to get this done, work on this for a couple hours, go get a workout in. It's going to be a good day. So I sit down, I open up my computer, and I'm like, oh, dang, my computer is like on 16%. Let me go ahead and charge it. Plug in my charger, get to work and look up again, and I'm like, now we're at 8%. I thought it was plugged in. So I go and I look, it is plugged in, but my charger no longer works. I'm like, great. The last thing I needed today to need to go and figure out where I'm supposed to buy a charger from. So how did I find? I just did like a Google search for where I can find, or no, yeah, I looked in Google Maps, just looked up like MacBook charger and found a place. But part of the reason I was bummed to discover that my charger wasn't working was because I already knew it was going to be expensive getting it here. Like getting electronics in Latin America always costs more than it's going to cost in the US. And to make it worse, like it's usually not as advanced. Like it's usually older versions of things, and it costs more or just as much as some of like the newer models that you will get in the States or in other places. So I was like, great. I didn't want to wake up and drop money on a charger of all things today, but yeah, so I started looking into my options for that, and sure enough, when I look up, I find one, or I find a store. I message the guy on WhatsApp, like, hey, do you have this charger? How much is it? And so essentially it was like 70, 80 bucks for this charger that costs like 30 bucks in the States, because I just need the base. I didn't need that. I didn't need the actual cord. I just need the base. So I was like, great. All right. Well, this is a business expense. So that's a good thing. I can just charge it to the business card. Except a lot of places here don't take credit card. It has to come out in cash. And yeah. So anyways, I don't even get that far just yet. I'm like, all right, this is the challenge of the day. Guess we're not getting work done until later. Let's do it. We're just rolling with the punches and we're making lemonade. So I figure out where I'm going. I actually download some songs because I think I've told you guys about how stupid the whole like phone plan is. And I'm like, I really don't want to, I don't want to get data. I know exactly where I'm going, and I'm just going there and back. So it's no need for me to like buy data for 6 hours when it's just gonna be like a 30 minute walk. Not even that far. It was like a 15, 20 minute walk. So I was like, yeah, I'll just download these songs. I know where I'm going, so I don't need my GPS. It's fine. Or so I thought. So I head out and walk to the place. On the way there, I saw maybe 2 or 3 other stores, because it's like a couple of different electronic stores on this street. So I pop into one and I was like, well, I might as well compare, what prices are, since I know this other one's going to be like 80 bucks. So I stopped in one place. Y'all, she quoted me like 130 for the one that she had. And I forgot to mention, so the one that was quoted to me for 80, it's not like a brand name that I would know. So there's like no warranty associated with these things. Like they're just, you purchase it and you get it. But this one was like 130 something because it was specifically Apple. But the problem, well, obviously it was expensive, but the problem with it, besides that, was that I needed 65 watt to charge. I need that level of wattage to charge my computer, and it was like 45. So she was like, it's not even going to do what you need it to do. So sorry. And I was like, all right, cool. So kept going, ended up popping into another store. He said that he normally has them, but he sold out. So he didn't get one until next week. And I was like, yeah, no, I need a charger like yesterday. So I go to what I thought was the store. Like, I'm making my way down the street, and I think I finally made it to the store that I had talked to the guy on WhatsApp with. And the door's locked. And I'm like, ah. But I realize what time it is. It's noon. It's lunchtime. And so even though there's no sign on the door and there's no operation hours, this is just, a part of living abroad. Sometimes you'll go someplace, and even though you think it should be open, it won't be open because, yeah, people don't prioritize business over their life all the time. Like, they do take breaks and they have no problem shutting down shop. So I was like, great. At this point, I'm hungry. I've been walking for like maybe the last 30 minutes, but walked up an appetite and a little irritated because I'm like, we were just talking. Did you have to go to lunch just yet? But to be fair, I didn't tell him I was coming. And so, yeah, I walk out. I happen to see a little salteña store, which is salteñas are like what's the way to describe this? It's like traditional Bolivian food, but like a little snack. And if you think of like a chicken pot pie with like the taste, like the breading or like the what am I trying to say? The crust or the outside of it is like, it tastes kind of like cornbread, but it's more like a pie crust in terms of like how it looks. Anyways, on the inside when you bite into it, it's like chicken pot pie or like soup. It's really good. But they're like just little snacks that you eat, and they look like little hot pockets or something. And so I was like, well, I'll just go grab a couple of those. I'll sit, I'll eat, and just recalibrate because, yeah, I'm getting cranky. I'm getting cranky at this point. Like, I did not plan for my day to go like this. I had a whole different agenda when I woke up this morning. So I sit and eat. And honestly, if you move abroad and you have days like this where it's like you woke up with a plan and that plan goes completely south, I highly recommend just taking some time to either eat, sleep, or just sit. Like, seriously, just sit in silence and just let it wash over you because it really helps. It helps. And usually 9 times out of 10 for me, knowing myself, I just need to eat something. So I ate. I get up to leave and go back to the store thinking like, okay, it's been long enough. This man has had his lunch. I'm sure he's back. Come to find out, I'm like, oh, this isn't even the right store. So the place that I went to that was closed wasn't the one where I had been talking to the guy on WhatsApp. It was down like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 more doors down. But I noticed the next time that I went that the sign, I was like, that's not what the name of the store was called. So I was like, yeah, I definitely needed to eat because I was just hungry. So I walked down. I got to talk to the guy who was there. He's been there the whole time. And I'm like, yeah, I messaged on WhatsApp, like I'm here for the charger. And honestly, now that I'm talking through this story, I don't even know if this was the same guy because the price that he quoted me for the charger was a little bit less. So it ended up, instead of being $80, it was like $70. Same thing. Yeah. But he gave me a different price. I was like, maybe this wasn't even the store either. I don't even know, but it's a charger. We've made it. Finally, we're here. So I'm talking with him and I'm like, okay, yeah, we've determined this is the right charger. It'll work. I'm like, that. So I'll go ahead and get it. Do you take card? Right? Because I'm going to charge it to my business card. He's like, no, not unless it's QR, which is QR is they can scan and it's associated with the Bolivian banks that they have here. And I was like, yeah, I don't got that because I'm not a local. Bet. So now I need to get cash out. And because I only brought my credit card, I can't get cash out because I need to go back home to get my debit card so that I can get cash out. And I was like, okay, well, why did I expect this to be easy? I should have known when I woke up this morning. Like, I should have known when I went to sit down and work, it wasn't going to be easy. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get it, but I need to go get cash. And he was like, oh, well, what bank do you need? And I was like, the bank doesn't matter. I need the card. So I'm going to go home and then I'll come back. So I end up just calling a car to come and pick me up because it'll be a little bit faster. And then I decide I'll walk back to the ATM and walk back to the place. And you might be wondering, like, why would you walk if it's going to take so long? But at this point, I knew that because all of this is taking so much time, I was not going to have time to exercise. So in my head, I'm knocking two birds out with one stone by simply walking back and forth to this place because at least I'm getting some steps in because that's all I'm going to have time for today. So yeah, I go back home, I get my debit card. Oh, and I also, when I'm back home, I buy a data plan because now I actually do need data to be getting around and like navigating stuff. Um, and I found one. This one is for like 4 days. So yeah, it's so annoying to me that I had to keep buying a data plan so frequently. But anywho, got a data plan, got my card because I needed to navigate to get to the ATM. Got to the ATM, got the cash out, gave the man the money, and then I walked my home. But by this time, it's like 2 in the afternoon, 2:30, and I'm just like the whole day is like gone. Like all the stuff I wanted to work on, and it's stuff I need to work on. Like being a digital nomad and working for myself, it's kind of like when things don't get done, you don't get paid, you know? So it really, but at the same time, it's like, what do I do? Like I can't work. The computer's gonna die. And I will say, even though it is stressful, given that, like I said, I have to, what I earn comes from what I do. It's a lot less stressful than when I was doing this for a company. Like when I was employed with and had a remote job and had to, you know, tell people like, hey, because I'm in another country and because I'm dealing with this situation, I can't clock in for work today. Like that would give me a lot of anxiety and would stress me out a lot more versus this just kind of just put me in a bad mood. And honestly, once I got back, I was just so kaput and I didn't even have the energy, both like the mental, physical energy, but also just like the creativity was gone. And I was like, I don't even have anything in me to work. And I ended up just falling asleep. So this is me just coming alive and being determined to get this video out today. Obviously, this has nothing to do necessarily, well, because it isn't in Bolivia, things like electronics, it was expensive. Like if this would have happened in Vietnam, not only would it not have cost as much, but if it did cost, like, let's say the charger was like $50, it would have been a really nice, like super advanced charger. Like it would have been one that I couldn't get in the States anyway. So to me, it would have been like, oh, well, it was well worth like, me dropping the money on that. But no, the charger I got, which you can see is this one. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a charger. It's not that big a deal, but this is the one I used to have. Like this was the one I had. So this is the more advanced one. This is the one like I had with my old MacBook prior to getting the MacBook I have now. And you can see the difference in size and like me being a traveler. I'm like, this is just so annoying. I got this big hunky dunk thing and like I would prefer to have something like this. I feel like if I would have got it in Asia, it would have been flat and like all super small. And I'd be like, oh, this is better. But anywho. And then too, that was the other thing. I was like, well, can I get a receipt for this? Because I need to, since I can't charge it on my credit card, I need to like write off the expense. And they're like, oh yeah, we don't do those. They don't do receipts. They don't do receipts, they don't do warranties. Fortunately, he said he'll just make something up for me that kind of just like outlines, I guess, what I got and like the price. And I was like, sure, that'll work. Just email it to me, please. But yeah, that's the situation. This is life in Bolivia today. This isn't necessarily a result of, yeah, no, I guess it is a result of me being here. It honestly is just a day in the life. Like some days are going to be good. Other days are going to be challenging for no reason. And this was one of them. This was one of them. But yeah, I don't even know how to leave this video off. If you guys want, if you guys want guidance on how you can translate your skills into income you can use abroad, feel free to check out my Beyond the 9 to 5 guide that you can get down in the description box below. I appreciate y'all for watching these videos and being here with me. If nothing else, it just helps me to feel a little bit better getting off my chest to have somebody to talk to about these things, someone who hopefully understands. But I am optimistic in knowing that better days will come, and that this adjustment period is just for a period. I do want to talk in another video about how to be able to tell the difference between when it's time, like when a country just really is not a fit and when you kind of just need to push through to really get past like to get over yourself so that you can adapt to a new place because it's not going to be comfortable. I feel like I'm in that stage where it's not comfortable, but there's a difference between like, yeah, it's not comfortable and this place is not for me. And yeah, it's uncomfortable, but we just kind of need to shift our perspective and get up and try again. So, anywho, this is day, I believe, 16 of 30. So we're still doing this. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.